Okay, today we are going to start painting our Gustav Klimt pictures. We're basically going to be painting in all of the blankets. So you're going to use your watercolor paint today, and I'm giving you these pretty tiny brushes so that you can get just those tinier blankets. Now you can choose whatever colors you want, but make sure you just tickle the paint. When you use the watercolor paint, you really don't need to get too much on your brush, and then you pull the paint wherever you want that color to be. I'm going to use green right here. Now if it starts to dry out or get too light, I can tickle it again or even add more water and tickle my paint again. It gets a little bit darker. When I'm pulling near the edges, I go a little bit slower. I push down on the side of my brush a little bit and then pull those edges. And if I notice that my paint feels like it's sticky or it's not going on smooth, your paint should always go on smoothly. You need to add more water. The water activates the paint and makes it glide on nicely. And I kind of like that light green. However, what if I want to make it a little bit of a yellow green? I need to rinse out my brush so I don't get my yellow mixed in or my green mixed in with my yellow. I'll tickle my yellow and I can go right on top of my green with that yellow. You're going to paint in the whole thing. And as you're painting, I'm going to be calling you up to do this gold background, this kind of frame we're going to add to our pictures. You don't have to do the face. If you want to do the pillow, you can, or the hair, but we're going to actually color the face in with water or with colored pencils next week. So you don't have to paint the face. But you're going to be working on that. And as you're working, we're going to get a piece of, I'm going to call you back to the back counter and you're going to get a piece of yellow paper. Obviously always write your name on it and your teacher's name. You're going to do that first. And we're going to actually kind of use some metallic paint to do the edges of this paper. This part we're going to actually cut out. So we're going to cut that out next week with scissors. And this is going to be glued on top of this yellow paper. We'll kind of cut part of the edges of the blankets out too. So you can kind of see what it looks like when it's finished. You have this top part sort of cut out and that's gold, and then this kind of frame around the bottom part. When I've called you, you're going to come back to the counter and you're going to have these different materials and a little bit of gold paint. This is kind of a cork. You can use this to make little circles. Sometimes if you don't have all of the paint on there, it looks kind of interesting. I kind of like that. This is just a cup. You can use this to make sort of some lines. And then this is just some bubble wrap. I'm not going to get too much on there because I don't want to have that everywhere. And that makes an interesting texture too. Sometimes I can use that to kind of spread out some of the paint that I've already created. And I know that I don't need to do the middle part, but I am going to do the sides a little bit. Get my messy mat so I don't get old paint on my table. Just going to get some of that paint and kind of go down the sides of my picture, and that adds that interesting texture of gold. And maybe I want to go back and use this to add a little bit of that kind of gold circle look to my painting. And this doesn't take too long. Once you're finished, you'll just go back to your table and you'll continue to work on your other painting. You can tell I didn't do the middle, I just kind of did the top and the edges, and that is it.